Now this is a revision of the functions of list one by one. The first is the length function, which is used to count the number of items present in a list. As in this example, we are having 3 items and it is returning 3. Now look at the calling of the function. Here the length function needs a parameter. It can be any sequence, that is a string, list, tuple, anything. Here we are passing a list. Okay, then the second one is the append. Append is used to add item at the end of the list. Now look at the calling. The append is invoked with the list object. Okay, list object dot append. The writing is very important, how you have to invoke the function. And then 16, now you can see in the output the 16 is added in the list. Now extend. Extend is opposite. Generally we get the question, what is the difference between the append and the extend? The extend can add multiple items in a list. Like here we are having ABC, a list. In the extend you can give multiple value, but that value must be in the form of list. As here you can see the two values E and F, but the both are in the form of the list. And then when we will display the list, it will give us a output. Now look again here, in this it is not using a list one. It will be at the 0th index number 1 2 3 4. After merging the extended parameter into the list, it will be a part of list. Now here no long bracket for the list. It is a element, like it will be on the 0, it will be on the 1 2 3 and 4. Similarly in the second one you can see that we are having a list object and we are passing it as a parameter for the extend function. Now the L2 will combine with the L1, as this is our L1. Now the L2 will get combined with this one. Okay. The difference is that it is used to append, is used to append only a single element, while the extend is used to add multiple element. But the append receives a parameter in the form of any object, like a string, like it can be char, like this integer. But the extend need a parameter as a list only. You can give multiple element, but that must be in a list. Okay. Now the next one is the insert. In the insert we have to pass two elements. The first is the position, in which you want to insert a value. That means a value and a position. Now suppose that if we are using this one, that we are having this string and we are writing insert 2 3, where 2 is the index number on which you want to insert a value 3. Here 2 is the index number and 3 is a value. So that means 0 1 2. On the second index number, the third value will be inserted like this. It will be on the 0 1 and 2. On the second index number, 3 is inserted in the result. Similarly, like these two, again we are using on the second index number, we want to insert the T2. T2 is what? It is a list. The entire list will be inserted at the second index number. This is our first index number, this is our second index number, 0 1 and then 2. On the 2 index number we will get a list. Now look at this one, the long brackets are here indicating it is a complete list inserted in a already existing list. Now similarly the count one, the count is in all the sequences it is used to do the same thing, to count the number of elements. Okay, the number of times a given parameter is present in a list. As you can see, the first one is B, so B is present one time, that is why the result is 1. Ant is present 2 times, that is why the result is 2, and it is empty. There is nothing empty present in the list, so the answer is 0. Count is easy. Then the index returns the index of the first matched item from the list. Most of the sequences use this function also. So here, as I am giving 2, this one, the 12, then the index number of 12 is what? 1, starting from 0 1, so it will be 1 here. Then remove Remove, again the calling is important. Remove is used to remove the first occurrence of given item from a list. That means if we are writing R, it will remove R from the list. If we are writing 3, you can see the first occurrence is removed but the second occurrence is still present here. So it is used to remove the data, but it is not returning value, while the another pop is just opposite of this. It is used to take a value which you want to delete from the list and also returns it, like here. Now you see we are taking the returning value in a variable here. The invoking of pop is different from the remove. Here in the remove we are not receiving the value in any of the variable list object dot remove, but while using the pop we are using a list object dot pop, and it will pop the element from this position and it will return the value in the L. If you will print that, it will show you the value. Which value we are removing here? We are removing from the value from the second index number. On the second index number, what is present? 30 is present. If you will print L, then it will print 30 here. As I have not printed, that is why it is not showing. Otherwise, if you will print L, it will display the value 30. That means it display the element which is deleted from the list and receives the index number from which you want to delete the data. Similarly, in the second example, it's not compulsory every time to give an argument in a pop function, as by default it receives a 0. As I am not giving anything, it means it will remove the which element from the list? It will remove the last element from the list. That means when you are using it, then it will return 10, 20, 30 and the L will show us the 40. Okay. Why it is we are receiving the data here? We are receiving because it is returning the value which it is deleting. So this variable is receiving that value. Now the reverse is clear by its name only, that it is used to reverse a string. The original string will be reversed. The effect will be shown on the original string like this. If we are having this one and then you are using reverse with object, not you have to not pass object, you have to invoke it with list object, then the result will be just reverse of the previous one. The changes will occur in the original one. Okay. Similarly, here it is given and we are using reverse, so reverse is just giving us a opposite one, reversed order. Now this is a new one. Some parameters are introduced in this one, like the key parameter, which we have not studied in the 11th class. The key parameter tell us the argument that on which basis you want to make comparison within the list. The default value is none. That means it will work on the ASCII codes only and it will not consider anything. But if in the key we will give something, then it will consider it for sorting. Okay. Now you can see in the example how it is working. In the first example, you can see that this is our first list, sort, normal sort without any parameter. These both the parameter are missing. That means the default value will be taken. Reverse is false. That means the list will be sorted in the ascending order. No key value. That means on the basis of the ASCII code. So the first print will give us a output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only the normal sorting has been done. You can see. The second one is this list. When we are writing reverse equals to 2, reverse equals to 2 means we want to do the sorting in descending order and we are printing it, then you can see that the result is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like this. Now in the third one we are using this one and we are using sort. Again we are not giving. The sorting will be done on the basis of the ASCII code in the ascending order. On this basis the ant will be the first one, then this is the second one like this. So the output will be ant, bee, moth and wasp, and like this. Again if we are using this, when the first parameter is present and I am taking key as a length, on the basis of length I want to sort the data in ascending order. Now it is not working on the ASCII code. Now it is taking the sorting on the basis of length. Okay. Now the second parameter is missing. By default it will be in the ascending order of what? Ascending order of length. Okay. Now look at the output D. The output D, first is B because the length of this one is only 3, then wasp as it is 4, and then butterfly more than 4 in this order. Now see, if we are not using here, as we have using key equals to length, if we have not used this one, then it would be, the sorted order would be the B, butterfly and wasp. But in the output you can see that this is not the order right now. Why? Because it is due to what? Due to the key given here. Similarly, in the next one example, both the keys are taken here, both the parameter key equals to length, reverse equals to true. That means we want to sort the data in the descending order on the basis of the length. Okay, on the basis of the length in reverse. That means the first value will be this, because this is having a maximum length, then this, and then this. Now you can see the output like this. The first is the butterfly, then wasp, and then B. So in this one, the key is a new parameter introduced in the 12th class to make sorting easy on the strings also. Okay, this is a very useful function. Now the next is the minimum and maximum, new introduced function. Minimum is used to make a number of, take a number of list and find out the minimum from this one. Now look at this one. As I am taking here bee, moth, wasp, and the minimum value I want to see. The minimum value will be on the basis of what? On the basis of the ASCII code in the case of the strings. So the minimum value is B. As you know, the small b is having a lowest ASCII code in comparison to M and W. That is why. Similarly, in this one, if I am finding the minimum, again the minimum will be, and as the A value is less than the B, and if I am giving the number of arguments more than one, as you can see the parameter list, we can give one argument or number of arguments here. So if we are giving multiple argument like A and B, we are comparing for the minimum, then in this comparison the result will come 1, 2, 3, 4. Why it is coming 1, 2, 3, 4? Because the number of element present in this one is less than the number of element present in the first one. That's how the min function is working here. Now for the next one, similarly the max is exactly the same. It can receive multiple argument, one argument. As you can see the example, same example I have taken so that you could understand it in a better way. Bee, moth, and this maximum you want to find. What is the maximum ASCII code in this one? This is 98, this is 97, and this is the maximum one. So the answer is moth. Here also if we are doing, then the maximum is wasp, so the answer is wasp. In this one, if we are comparing to, the maximum list is what? The first one, as it is having the maximum number of data. So the answer is 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Okay, the max and min is quite easy. It is working as the name suggests. It is finding the minimum and the maximum, nothing else. Now the sum, again it is very useful for the programmers. Sum irritable, you know what is irritable? Irritable, that means anything that is list, tuple, dictionary, these all are come under the category of irritables data, because one value can pick from these one, as they are having the index numbers or the keys to represent the value. Okay, start is added to the sum of the number in the irritation. You can better understand it with the help of example here. Suppose that if this is a list and I am giving this like this, it is working as a len function. In the len we have to pass a sequence. Similarly in the sum we have to pass a sequence, and then printing the sum then if you will see the output, it is adding all these values and giving us a result 25. Now the example how to use a start option, the second option is start option. I am writing the number is the name of the list, and then 10. That means it will find the sum of the elements present in a number list, and then after finding the sum it will add 10 in that one. That is why the output is 35. As you can see, the first one output is 25 and we are adding 10 more here, then it will be 35. If we will write 2 here, then the output will be 27. That's how it is working. And then the clear, clear is a function which is remove all the data item and make it empty, but the list exists. After this, the memory will not clear, the list will label a memory and it will not leave a memory. Okay, it will clear the data from the memory, but the list will map a memory. Okay, and this is all about the functions in the list.